Hello and good morning. This is Ahura with another daily outlook video. As what we do every day, we're looking at the market, seeing what is happening right now, and going to find out what we have to expect from today's financial market. Yesterday we had amazing data from United States, especially GDP. We had good income results from earnings. So all of them together, they were kind of positive news for the United States economy, and that was the reason to see that the U.S. dollar to increase again a little bit more. As I yesterday morning mentioned about that U.S. data going to lift the U.S. dollar if they are positive. If they are negative, they're going to put the U.S. dollar a little bit under pressure. So yesterday, GDP. First of all, let's start from the GDP. GDP in the United States, comparing with the second in the fourth quarter, comparing with the second and the third quarter that increased 2.3% in the third quarter, and comparing with the expectation of 5.5%, we saw the GDP, US GDP in the fourth quarter to increase 6.9%. This is the biggest or the fastest increase in 4 decades in a decades. Yeah. That was amazing. That great increasing in the economy, especially in the GDP, which shows that locally just the economy is increasing very well. Even thought if the inflation right now is a little bit higher than expectations, which it is, we should not be that much worried because as long as the economy is increasing so fast, the inflation a little bit more than expectations for the short time and to control before controlling it, it's a good. It's not a bad news. It's not such a bad news. Yeah, it's not something that we can be proud of that, but we cannot say that is something good, something bad, because yeah, we have inflation, but at the same time the economy is increasing, economy is improving very well. Therefore, we shouldn't be worried about the inflation that much, and we shouldn't be scared about that. Uh, on the other hand, we had other data. Pending home sales. Pending home sales decreased. The reasons for the pending home sales decreasing is it was as the last weeks in the past 2 3 weeks we are talking about selling. When we have the less selling, it means that the people they are less interested. We had the new home sales also decrease. We had the pending home sales also decrease. Generally, it says that with increasing prices, people are less interested to buy the new homes. Therefore, we can say therefore, if we go to the housing data, if we go to the real estate data, we can say that the real estate can see a little bit deflation, can see a little bit less prices in the next month, and we have to be careful about that. This is about inflation and the housing price, and this is about the housing sales, the new and pending home sales. About the economic data, today still we're going to have much more economic data from the United States and other economies. From especially from the United States, we're going to have the PC prices, where we have to look at that. PC price and in personal income data will be very important. Don't forget about yesterday's data about that. We had yesterday other data including what was orders? Not the orders. Just orders for the production for the long term using. I find this sometime again. Yeah, the good orders, durable good orders. Sorry for the durable good orders. Sorry if I forget forget the words sometimes, because not the words, because we have too many perhaps in the economy, and sometimes really, trust me, we are as analysts are also can forget the words. Sometimes you know what? Sometimes I'm telling the NFP instead of NFT. Sometimes I'm telling the NFT instead of NFP, and many of something like that. We have too many words that we should be very careful about how to use it. Anyway, let's go. Let's go forward to the data. Yeah, we had a durable goods order yesterday, and it was a little bit, let's go to the detail. Let's go to the detail. Let me say the numbers, because it is very important to know what's happened. Durable good orders in the quarter four yeah, by the pricing. I mean the durable goods order totally in the December decreased by 0.9%, while the previous months we had in November we had 2.2% increase. It's not a good news. Again, as same as housing prices, increasing the prices, they made it a little bit less so. Therefore, still we had a GDP increasing GDP, but still this that means that a little bit in the next month, we have to see a little bit weakness in the prices. We have to see the prices for durable goods also to come lower. One of the reasons that durable goods generally decreased, it was because of the aviation, because we had very lower delivery in the we had very lower delivery and orders in the aviation, especially in the defense, in the defense sections, because durable goods known defense was zero. Yeah, durable goods known defense, excluding aeronautics, it was zero. I mean, didn't increase, didn't fall. It was flat. But the general durable goods excluding defense, yeah, excluding defense increased even 0.1%. Sorry, yeah, excluding defense, this in December increased, but including defense, we had a 0.9% fall. So, which it means that the durable goods in the defense, including aircrafts and others, they were lower than expected, which it means that actually, you know what? If in the last months when the durable goods was increasing, the durable goods orders were increasing. Most of them they were because of the defense orders, and now you can see that in December it decreased, which is, I think it's a good sign, because other departments, other sections, they were increasing, especially in the consumer products and personal spending, personal goods, not the defense goods. Okay, this was about the economic data. Today, as I told, we are going to see the PCE and personal income and spending data, which will be very important today. We're going to have the German GDPs, will be very important. Producer inflation, totally the inflation numbers from some European countries, and GDP from Spain, they are very important. From the French, we will have the producer inflation. Yesterday we had other data also from Europe. The most important, it was German GDP, German GFK, German GFK numbers, which it means the German economic sentiment generally in February, for the sentiment for the February decreased a little bit by 6.7%, but still it is better than expectation. I mean, we were expecting to see that the German GFK on minus 7.8%, but we saw that at minus 6.7%, which is something good news for the German economy. In the last weeks also we had a better than expected data from the German economy, which it means that the biggest factory in Europe going to recover itself. Okay, guys, let's go to the chart and see these data. And I think I forget to say about the earning reports. On the earning data, on the earning firms, we had very good data from Apple. We had very good data from Visa card and Mastercard. We had, but the McDonald's, it was a little bit lower than expected. I mean, we lost the expectations from the Mastercard, but Apple and Visa, Mastercard, they were amazing. Louis Vuitton and McDonald's, they were lower than expected. But others, they were better than expected. Generally, data that yesterday we had, they were good and they are increasing, which it means good news and a positive news for the stock market. And that's what that was one of the reasons to see. We'll go to the, for example, the SP 500. That was one of the reasons to see that, okay, you know what, stock still with the very hawkish this tones of the Federal Reserve, still we are in a side movement. Okay, let's go. Volatility index is flat. That was, we were expecting in the last days. We were talking about that it's going to stay in that side, and slowly we are waiting to see that it will fall, if if only We don't have any problem with the Russian and Ukrainian border in the Russian-Ukrainian border. For next 2 weeks, they are planning to talk again. So for the next 2 weeks, we don't have we will not have conflict there. Therefore, the market is going to be flat and a little bit slowly to decrease. U.S. dollar index yesterday increased. As I told, the main reason was the GDP, U.S. dollar GDP. But as we're talking about in the past days, we can see supposed to see a little bit weakness in the chart. Probably US dollar for the midterm will be between 96 and 97. We don't have too much reasons to say that US dollar can increase more than this, and we don't have too much reasons to say that US dollar can fall more than this. So between 96 and 97 something reality, watching for the US dollar index. About the gold, gold under pressure for a short term, yes, under the trend line, also yes, in the 4 hour charts, but gold still in a 1 hour chart shows some sort of a returning. It was the first signal, and it's going to be the second signal in day trading charts. So therefore, yesterday, if you remember, we talked about the first signal. The first signal we had, and always I'm telling, especially in the MACD, do not trust in the first signal, and the second signal is very, you have to trust it. If we have the second signal today here, to up, so you're gonna buy here in these areas when we have the second signal. It can be, I mean, the kind of the buy signal. Yeah, you have to look at on other factors as well in the market, but gold generally here in the MACD you can trust usually in the second signal. Market volume also says that in a downtrend we have a lower volume, so the sellers, they are not selling in that levels, you know that, like the sellers are not encouraged to sell in these prices. Therefore, return from these levels can be expected. In the gas price, the gas price still is above $4, and as we were yesterday's days before we were talking $4, and after now $4.30. The target for this week is $4.47, and for the next weeks is about the $4.70 and $4.70 and $5 for the next week. For now, and therefore for now, we can see the gas price increasing, not just because of the tensions and the concerns we have in Ukraine between Ukraine and Russia, also the cold winter and higher oil prices. Also, they can be also the encouragement. They can encourage the prices. They can lift the price in oil in a gas, because higher price in oil will bring more buyers to gas. Therefore, so we can see the gas price is still in an uptrend, technical, from the technical point of view, you can see very strong support here at $3.60, 65 cents here, and any number above that means bulls can run the way. And about the oil, WTI, United States oil price is increasing. Yes, we had a higher inventory, but we can see the numbers in the GDP. It's increasing. It means that demand is high, and we can see higher demand. Therefore, the uptrend still can continue, even if it's with a slower pace. But uptrend can continue and can go and see the higher prices in the stock market. SP 500, Nasdaq, and Dow Jones, as yesterday's and previous day we talked. Side movement with a little bit uptrend tendency is what we are expecting. So side movement with a little bit uptrend tendency. This is what we are expecting to see in these levels. About the Bitcoin, yes, same thing almost happened. The general market sentiments, almost same thing happened in the Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Ripple prices. That with the side movement a little bit with the uptrend tendency, but still in a higher chart time frame, we can see they are under pressure, and still we do not have any reasons like in 1 hour chart, in 4 hours chart, we can see the side movement. In daily chart, it is still decreasing. In a daily chart, we can see here the sharp volume came in a market at the 37, 34K, but the short volume can be in a sell volume, can be, so we cannot say that, okay, because of this we can say it is increasing. For example, for the MACD, this here, it was the first, second. The second signal we had for uptrend here at the level of 37,000. We have the second signal of uptrend here in the MACD, but still it is not confirmed because again it came down. We can see the side movement here because in a 4 hour in each one chart mostly is about the side movement. As long as we are trading under 40k, the side movement here, the side movement can continue and downtrend. This is for Bitcoin under 40k. Still, the bears still will control the weight. Euro yesterday touched the 10 months, almost 10 months low, and this side movement can continue. We talked too much about the Euro USD. We told under 1.1320 is a downtrend, and up above 1. Something here. We talked about the one this level and 1.1420, something there at this level. We talked about these levels previous days. We told that okay, between these two levels, up or downtrend doesn't mean anything. We have the side movement, and any uptrend or downtrend should go above or should break under this level. So as long as the US dollar, Euro USD trading under 1.13, we can say that downtrend can continue the way. For the for GBP USD, for the cable also in a clear downtrend against US dollar. This clear downtrend still from technical and from technical level can continue, but in 1 hour chart we can see some sort of return, as we can see some sort of return in US dollar. Same thing we can see for euro. Today is a correction day, and for the next day, for the next week, both euro and pound will be depends on the central bank's decisions. Okay, guys, it was the general market outlook and overview. Hope it was useful for you. Please let me know your idea in the comments. If there is anything you want to change, if you want anything to add or cut from these data that I told, or from this information that I told, please let me know. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys on Monday. Bye bye. Have a good weekend.